Alrighty. Well, welcome to our webinar. The topic, the number one reason you're losing direct bookings and how to fix it. My name is Brian Marsh. Just want to thank everyone for joining us today. Let's make sure my clicker is working. All right, at the end of this strategy or at the end of this webinar, you have the opportunity to book what we call our Boost Direct Accelerator session. It's an obligation-free strategy session based on our Boost Direct strategy. Our Boost Direct strategy is our flagship marketing strategy. We start, and we're going to explain a fair bit of this today within the webinar and why it's important, but Boost Direct starts with a content strategy before we do anything. And you'll see today why it's so important that we get the content right first. The structure, the strategy, we do the research before we do the website design. 10, 15 years ago, and still today, there are a lot of web designers that would design first. And some of that is because the client wants the design to be focused, the main focus, or our focus, because most of the time we are a results-based marketing company. Our focus is content first. Let's do the research. Let's see who the target audience is. And then let's build a strategy to get them to your website to book direct. And so we start with the content strategy. We move on to the website design based on that content strategy. And then on to SEO, local search, which is after the website is developed and live, and then social media, then paid advertising, and then managing your reputation. And that's what Boost Direct is all about. It's a fully comprehensive strategy, and we've been offering that strategy for close to 15 years now. So I just need your attention, please, for the next, say, 45 to 60 minutes. This is your opportunity to work on your business and not in your business. So turning off your phone, turning off Facebook Messenger, all those things. If you're watching back the recording, it's a lot easier, obviously, to have pen and paper and stop the recording and take notes and work out how you can implement some of that into your strategy. But if you're on here live today, if you we know showing up live, you may not have the time to watch the replay later on. So if you can find the 45 minutes to work on your business at this stage, then, I believe you'll get something out of it that will have a return on your time investment. So most websites look fine, but they're silently leaking revenue every day. Guests bounce due to poor mobile experience. Google hides you if your site lacks structure or speed. Outdated designs kill trust. No lead capture, no follow-up. You're spending money to get traffic, but not converting it. These are the common issues that we're going to address today. More traffic isn't always the answer. If your site isn't converting, you're leaving money on the table. What will we cover today? Why most websites leak bookings. We'll show you the silent problems killing your conversions, from poor mobile experience to outdated call to actions, and why even pretty websites often underperform. This SEO-First website strategy. Discover how to structure your website around real search data so Google ranks higher and your site attracts right guests at the right stage of the buying journey. How to build for conversions. Learn how to make guests actually click book now. From trust triggers, clear call to actions, to mobile first design, fast load speeds, and emotional storytelling that sells the stay. Why fresh content is your secret weapon. We'll break down how consistent content like blogs and local guides fuel your visibility and brings in more organic traffic long after your site goes live. When and why to rebuild your website. Understand why the 2 to 3 year rebuild cycle matters. How modern user experience, UX, impacts trust and rankings, and how fresh structure resets your SEO performance for stronger results. And we'll also talk about how to have it all of this taken care for you. Completely turnkey, so you can focus on your business and let your reputation speak for itself. Who am I? So, with over 25 years in digital marketing experience, I've built and scaled multiple $1 million online businesses by helping brands achieve measurable results through innovative marketing strategies and performance-based models. I've spoken on stages around the world, including in front of over 9,000 people at industry-leading marketing seminars, and have been featured as a guest expert on panels engaging audiences over 1,000 people. My greatest strength lies in understanding technology and implementing practical solutions for businesses. In the accommodation industry, I specialize in solving its biggest challenge, driving more direct traffic or traffic to your website and converting bookings directly by bypassing costly OTA commissions. We've worked with hundreds of hotels and resorts, names that you'll be familiar with. Why? It all starts with why. Your website can make or break your direct bookings. Your website is more than a digital brochure. It's your number one sales tool. If it's outdated, slow, or hard to use, you're losing guests before they ever hit book now. The real problem with most websites, most accommodation websites aren't broken. They were just never built to perform. They were built once, then left untouched. Designed without a keyword strategy, poor on mobile, slow to load. Google will not rank your property if it is slow to load. If we compare two properties side by side and one is faster to load on mobile, then that is going to get better search engine results than the one that hasn't been designed properly. The problem with building it once and leaving it untouched is we know that Google makes algorithm updates. And when they make updates, it changes the way the website needs to be structured. So unless you're monitoring that website monthly, then at some stage your website will break. Or at some stage, it won't be optimized for Google, which means that Google will then penalize you by not giving you better results, more search engine traffic. It needs to be monitored. And if it was never designed with the keyword strategy in place, then it's not targeting the people that are going to book at your property. It was flawed from the beginning, unfortunately, if that is the case. No clear calls to action, and it lacks trust triggers that the guests look for. One of the main reasons why guests book at an OTA is because they trust the OTA versus the hotel's website. What Google wants has changed. Google doesn't rank websites because they're pretty. It ranks them because they're structured to solve the user intent. Who's the user? The person searching. That's you and I. Google isn't going to show us a website, right, that's not going to solve the problem or is not going to solve my search problem. It won't do it, which means that you're not getting the traffic that you want, which leads on to not getting the direct bookings that you deserve. Algorithm updates now reward experience, structure, and relevance. Core web vitals, mobile usability, internal linking, all matters. Web vitals, how long does it take to load your website above the fold? These are all things that Google takes into consideration when it decides to rank your website versus another website. How quickly Does the code work for me to be able to use my mouse and interact with your website? If two websites are side by side and one has got some coding issue and it's taking an extra second to let me or give me the ability to navigate on that website versus one that is built properly and working better, then that website is going to outrank your website. Content quality and layout directly affect your rankings. SEO now starts with site structure, not with keywords crammed into a page. The SEO-First website strategy. This is where your rebuild begins. Strategy first, design second. Strategy first, design second. Rebuilds start with keyword research. Who is your ideal buyer? Who is your ideal guest? What are they searching for? Where is the best search volume? Let's build the website based on that. Structure follows strategy, and strategy starts with your guests, with what your guests are searching for. Build your menu and pages around keyword clusters. An example, location plus accommodation type. If Broadbeach accommodation is one of your search terms, then the cluster is Broadbeach accommodation might be the main page. Then the clusters will be Broadbeach family accommodation, Broadbeach service department accommodation, etc. And when we build the websites, we write content for each one of those keyword clusters, not just for Broadbeach accommodation. Each one of those keyword clusters deserves and needs its own page, so it's not confusing Google as to what that page is about. We target all stages of the guest journey. Awareness, the guest's kind of aware of the location. Considering the location. There's an intent now, but is it your property that they're going to book with? Are they going to book with your property? Or are they a return guest? This is all comes into consideration when we're writing or building the structure, writing the content, designing the website. SEO and content strategy. Structure for SEO, not just style. Structure is strategy. If Google can't understand your site, it won't rank it. Group pages by keyword intent. Create logical content clusters, example, Gold Coast accommodation, Broadbeach apartments, so Google understands what each section, each page is about. Use internal links to guide Google and guests. Link related pages together to pass SEO value and keep users clicking within your website, improving both rankings and time on site. Remember, Google knows how long that guest is on your site for. If a guest hits your website and leaves, again, you're going to be penalized for that. Plan for low, mid, and high competition keywords. Target a balanced mix of easy wins, search terms you're going to get quick results for, so low difficulty keywords, and long-term gains, higher volume, competitive terms. Map your navigation to the guest journey. Structure your menu and content to align with what guests are thinking at each stage, from dreaming to booking and returning. A rebuild gives Google a reason to re-crawl. A new website does more than look fresh, it gets Google's attention. Clean structure equals easier to understand. Organized pages and clear menus help Google crawl and rank you faster. Faster load times equal better user experience. Speed is a ranking factor, and slow sites lose guests. Mobile friendly equals meets modern ranking standards. Google now ranks websites based on their mobile experience. And with 68% of hospitality website traffic coming from mobile devices, a mobile first site is no longer optional. The website is designed and built for a mobile user experience over a desktop experience. And if it is not, which 2, 3, 4 years ago they were not, you will be penalized in Google as a result of it not being designed for mobiles. It's just, unfortunately, is what happens. Google changes what it needs and then starts to penalize websites and reward websites that are rebuilt and built to what it requires. Fresh content equals prioritized crawling and indexation. Rebuilding signals to Google that your site is active, relevant, and worth indexing more often. I, as a user, do not want to see a website that's out of date. So Google is going to preference sites that have got new content being added to a website. Think of a rebuild as waving a flag at Google. Hey, we've upgraded. Come take another look. SEO proof and client examples. Real SEO wins from our clients. The average, so keep this in mind when we're looking at these results. The average hotel website conversion rate hovers around 1.5 to 2.5%, meaning that for every 100 visitors, 1 to 2 users will convert into bookings. We've got websites that are performing higher, and we've seen websites performing lower. We use it as a rule of thumb. New website launched in November 2024. So at that mark, after 12 months, traffic doubled. It went from 1,300 visitors per month to 3,000 visitors per month. Now think about that for a second. We knew who the buyer was. We knew who the guest was. We targeted them. We got specific traffic to the website, which resulted in more than doubling its traffic within 12 months, which meant if you're thinking about a rule of thumb of 1.5 to 2.5% of new bookings, that was a considerable jump. The old website wasn't targeting the right buyer. The old website wasn't targeting the person that was going to book. The new website did because it was structured properly. New website and consistent blogging for 2 years. Now, on the flip side of that, we had a client that we were blogging for, marketing for, and they decided to stop. In May 2024, their traffic decreased from 1,500 people per month, visitors per month, to 600. Why? Because Google makes updates. And if your website isn't being maintained, monitored, if consistent content isn't being added to the website, then you will lose search results. Fresh content strategy. Fresh content fuels rankings. A new website is just the beginning. Consistent content is what keeps it growing. Google prioritizes fresh, regular, updated websites. You, as the user, want websites that are being updated. More content equals more pages for Google to rank. Blogs, area guides, events, and FAQs keep your site relevant. Helps you target new content, helps you target different keywords without cluttering main pages. A new event might pop up in your area. Blogging about that generates new content on your website for that event. If the event is going to generate traffic to your website, then we blog about it. There's a little tagline. Fresh content shows Google and your guests that you're active and authoritative. Content reaches guests at every stage. Your content isn't just for SEO. It speaks to guests at every part of the journey. Awareness, blogs on travel inspiration, nearby events, reasons to visit the region. Consideration, local dining, family-friendly guides, why stay here pages, intent and booking, special offers, direct booking incentives, FAQs. I saw, might be a bit hard to see it, but a statistic here of what percentage where people are at in their buying consideration. And there's only 3% of search traffic is ready to buy now. 17% is in that informative gathering mode. 20% is aware. There's awareness of what they want in the area possibly. And 60% are just on the internet not looking. And then there's return guests, VIP updates, newsletters, content tied to loyalty or new experiences. Good content sells the destination before you even sell the room. Good content sells the destination before you even sell the room. Structure first, then fuel it monthly. Don't start blogging randomly. Build structure, then scale. Keyword-driven blog calendar. That starts at the beginning of the strategy. What are the keywords we're going after and when are we going after them? Match content to your SEO clusters. Remember, the clusters are, if the main keyword is Broadbeach accommodation, or let's say Noosa accommodation, then the cluster keywords are Noosa family accommodation, Noosa 5-star accommodation, Noosa service apartment accommodation. That's the cluster of keywords that we write specific pages for. Plan monthly posts to hit both low-hanging fruit and long-term wins. Track content performance and refresh older posts. What content's working? What should we double down on? Trust and conversion design. What makes guests click book now? It's not just about looking good. It's about feeling right. Mobile first, fast loading. We design for the mobile. We make sure it loads fast. It's clean layout that's easy to navigate. Strategic call to actions, book now on every key page and above the fold. Clear direct booking benefits, price, perks, or exclusive offers. Booking engine is seamless, visible, and distraction-free. I did a Boost Direct Accelerator audit on a website the other day, and the website, they thought they did a really good job by integrating the reservation system into the website. So it didn't open on a new window. The problem with that, if you know anything about sales funnels, you don't want to give the guests distractions, and you don't want to give them the ability to go and click off and go in other places. So when the booking engine's integrated in the website and the menus across the top, there is leakage. In a digital world full of options, trust it's what gets guests over the line. Make them feel something. Good design isn't just visual, it's emotional. Use real high quality images, not stock. Show the experience, couples, families, sunrise views, happy guests. Inspire imagination. Let guests picture themselves there. Evoke a sense of place, local lifestyle, not just rooms. Use video or short clips to enhance connection with you, the property, the managers, the staff, the people that are there. Guests book with emotion, then justify with logic. When and why to rebuild. Why rebuild every 2 to 3 years? Technology and guest expectations move fast, and so does Google. Redeveloping every 2 to 3 years keeps up with algorithm updates. Core Web Vitals, mobile first indexing. That 2 or 3 years ago, it was not mobile first, or maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it was not mobile first. Just that simple change and not keeping your website up to date will penalize you, which means that you're getting less search traffic. Adapt to modern guest behavior, especially on mobile. The user experience, what the user wants, has changed. Enables faster loading speeds, updated tech, and better performance. Website technologies change. Content management systems that run websites change. Gives your site a fresh crawl and re-indexing opportunity. Remember what we said earlier on? Hey, Google, we've redesigned the website. Your opportunity to come back and recrawl and get excited about a new structure that we've now telling Google what the website's about, what every page is about. A rebuild isn't, let's go back one. A rebuild isn't a vanity upgrade. It's a strategic SEO and conversion reset. The hidden costs of an outdated website. If you haven't rebuilt in 3+ years, you're probably losing. Rankings, outdated structure and slow speed hurts your visibility. You're losing the guest trust. Stale design, perceived lack of quality or professionalism. Losing bookings, poor user experience, poor design, poor UX, more bounces, fewer conversions. Remember, Google knows if someone's hitting your website and leaving the website, you will be penalized for that. Flexibility. Can't keep up with new tools, tracking, or integrations. If your website looks old, guests assume your property is too. How to refresh without starting from scratch. You may not need a full rebuild, but you probably need a refresh. Audit the current traffic and ranking pages, identify what's wrong and what's not, update the design, the messaging, SEO, and call to actions, refresh photography, offers, and mobile layout. Don't rebuild for the sake of it. Rebuild because performance demands it. Real SEO wins from our clients. Remember, we're working on, just keep in mind when we look at results and traffic increases, we know that 1.5 to 2.5% of people will book. So as we increase traffic, the right traffic, then obviously that turns into increased direct reservations. It's a new website. This is from before. New website was launched in November 2024. So a year on, traffic doubled, 1,300 to 3,000 monthly visitors. New website and consistent blogging for 2 years, and then the client stopped. Traffic dropped from 1,500 to 600 per month. Evaluating competitors for this strategy for this client. Evaluating competitors. So one of the strategies we do is we look to see what your competitors in the area are doing. showed that there were keywords that were poorly targeted by competitors and not currently targeted by our new client. It's April 2024, there were 845 keywords the website was ranking for. In May 2000, by May 2024, right, so a month-ish on, there were 1,284 keywords that we were ranking for because of the redesign, the rebuild, the restructure. That's an increase in 439 keywords ranking and driving traffic. Not any traffic. That traffic was the lower, the easier search terms to get, but it's still the traffic of people that are looking for your accommodation. How long does SEO take to work after a rebuild? Results vary by competition and content. But here's what we typically see with our clients after launching a new SEO-First website. 0 to 30 days, quick wins for low difficulty keywords, fast indexing if your site already has traffic. 1 to 3 months, in other words, it's not a brand new website, new domain. 1 to 3 months, mid-tier keywords start ranking. Consistent content equals better crawl frequency. Remember, if you're not updating the content on your website, Google knows it's not being updated, which means it's not recrawling your website. But once we start consistently adding new content, or you start consistently adding new content to your website, then we teach Google to come back and re-index, recrawl the website. 3 to 6 months, competitive, high volume keywords begin climbing. Organic traffic and conversions compound. SEO growth is a compounding asset. The earlier you start, the sooner it snowballs. Compounding SEO results in different markets. So real SEO growth in niche and competitive markets. There was a website rebuild plus consistent blogging, ranked for low difficulty, location-specific search terms within 2 months. On page 1 for high volume terms by month 8 to 9. Traffic more than doubled as a result. So you can see that the traffic there at the same period, May 2024 through to March 2025, you can see the traffic increasing once the website started to get better search results. Real SEO growth in niche and competitive markets. Previous site lacked an SEO content strategy. The client was in a competitive location. New site launched in January 2025. By April 2025, noticeable keyword visibility gains. Traffic started to rise with regular content added after we launched the website. You can see 422 keywords, 692 keywords. The more keywords that the website is built around, structured around, targeting that is of your traffic, your dream buyer, your dream guest, that's what turns into more direct bookings. And you can see that the traffic increased as a result of it. So Boost Direct is our comprehensive marketing strategy. If you would like us to look at your strategy and come up with a custom SEO and website performance audit with an actionable roadmap to rebuild or refresh, keyword opportunities tailored to your market, priority fixes that drive more traffic, then we have this free, obligation-free strategy session that we open to you. There's a QR code there, or you can visit our website. The QR code will take you directly to the area where you can fill out a form, and then we'll perform the report and then meet with you and go through it. We also offer our bums on beds guarantee, which in summary just means that we will guarantee to increase your direct reservations once we implement this strategy within the first 12 months. And if we don't, and it'll be an agreed target. And if we don't, we work in the second year for free. All of the social media posts, the reputation manager, all the blogging, everything is done in the second year for free because we didn't hit the target. That's how we know that this strategy works. I hope you found some of it useful. If you're watching the replay, pause it, review your website, look to see what actionable steps you can take to implement it on your website. If you have any questions, here are some content details. Please reach out to us and yeah, get your questions answered. I hope you have a great day.